Hello, this is John Gilbert at Security First Asset Management. Just want to give y'all some updates and let you know about some things that we have going on. So as far as our next event for our clients that we have, that is going to be happening June 13th, and we are going to be going to a Macon Bacon baseball game. Now, as far as that goes, there is limited seating, there is limited availability for this event. So if you would like to attend, please contact us to RSVP as available seats may fill up. Now, also wanted to let y'all know that it is once again that time of the year when the Best of Middle Georgia voting is going on. We invite y'all to go to Vote Middle Georgia. We can be found within the services category under financial advisors and wealth management. We would appreciate the votes from all of our clients. Now, let's get into the actual markets. What's going on with that sort of thing, right? So we're looking at last week. So this is the end of April, getting into the beginning of May. Now, as far as some things that happened in markets last week, one of the most significant was that the Federal Reserve had one of their meetings. Now, during this meeting, they decided that they were going to hold interest rates steady, and it did appear that there was some disagreement among members of the Federal Reserve Board about Federal Reserve policy going forward. There's also the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index. This is the Federal Reserve's preferred measure of inflation. According to a report that came out from the Bureau of Economic Analysis, that the inflation rate per se is up 3.5% year over year in March. So that was a significant rise from the 2.8% in February. And so this is one of the highest PCE annual inflation readings since May of 2003. Now, despite some of these things going on with the Federal Reserve and inflation, things that could be interpreted as bad news, in markets, the major indexes, domestic indexes, all rose for the week. And even for the month of April specifically, the S&P 500 was up 10%. Now, this is in sharp contrast to March, where the S&P 500 fell 5%, about 5% during the month of March. And so kind of having a little bit of a V that was going on here, right? So March, we saw this big drop due to the conflict in Iran. And then April, we saw a very significant increase in markets. And there's a little bit of perhaps going through some people's mind is what's going on as far as this recovery that the markets have made, right? There's still ongoing geopolitical uncertainty. There's lingering energy concerns. So why are markets holding up so well? Well, this is largely due to corporate earnings. Markets today are navigating a little bit of a tug of war that's going on. So on one side, we see that oil prices are rising. There is sticky inflation. Inflation isn't getting down to where we all want it to be at. There's geopolitical risk. There's a Federal Reserve that seems a little bit divided on the path going forward. But on the other hand, there's strong and accelerating corporate profits, and there's growing investment tied to artificial intelligence. There's the resilient consumer, and there's an economy that continues to defy fears of a slowdown. All this is to say that the S&P 500 and the tech-heavy NASDAQ composite closed at record highs in the month of April. So finishing their best month since 2020, right? Since November of 2020. This was the best month for markets since November of 2020. And so it's a recurring theme in markets for the month of April. We saw this happening all through the month, that the enthusiasm for corporate profits and AI and the AI revolution seems to be trumping concerns over war, inflation, and interest rates. Now, if y'all have any questions or if y'all would like to attend one of our upcoming events, please let us know. As far as that Macon Bacon event, one more time, there is limited availability for that. So if you would like to attend, please contact us so we can get your name on the list. Thank y'all so much and have a blessed week.